Good morning students, I am Shomajit sir. Today I am here to deliver my lecture on topic Animal Kingdom. This is the fourth chapter of class 11 under unit 1. So watch the entire lecture to get the basics out of it. Here I will discuss about the animal kingdoms, the introduction part, the different symmetry, the level of organizations and all. So without any delay, let's start with the introduction part of animal kingdom. So let's start. So let's start with the topic animal kingdom. First, what is an animal? Alright, you can see right hand side, numerous animals are there, few are vertebrate, few are invertebrate. So animals are multicellular and heterotrophic organisms without cell wall and chlorophylls. Alright, so animals doesn't have a chlorophyll, and so that's why they cannot prepare their own food, and so they has to depend on other food. That's why they are heterotrophic in nature, and they also don't have a cell wall. Alright. Now there are 11 phylum of animal kingdom. Serially we'll study. These are evolutionary sequence. You don't study in a haphazard way. Serially you have to study. First phylum is Porifera, then Cnidaria, then Ctenophora, then Platyhelminthes, then Aschelhelminthes, then Annelida, then Arthropoda, then Mollusca, then Echinodermata, then Hemichordata and Chordata. All the examples are given on this side. You can see Porifera examples given, Cnidaria examples given. Very good slide, very good PPT. All the 11 phylum name you have to memorize it serially. Understood? So you can see next the basis of classification. So there are different bases of classification. Number one is level of organization, body symmetry, germinal or embryonic layer. Fourth is coelom or body cavity. Fifth is metamerism and segmentation. Sixth is nautagon. So these 6 points we'll study in detail in this video lecture. We'll study the entire basis of classification, how the animal kingdoms are classified and on what basis. So these are the 6 criteria by which we'll study. You can see many animal figure has been given on the right hand side. So we'll first study about the level of organization. So based on the organization of cells, animals are grouped into 4 levels. One is cellular level of organization, tissue level of organization, organ level of organization, and organ system level of organization. Alright. So few animals are of cellular level organizations, they have only one cell. Few organisms have tissue level organization, that means group of cell and combine to form a tissue. So what is tissue? Group of cell performing similar function is called tissue. And few animals are there, they have only organs in their body, and few animals they have only organ systems in their body. So you see what is cellular level organization, tissue level organization, organ level organization, and organ system level organization. We'll discuss here. The difference are given. Very nice PPT presentation is done here. So first, under cellular level organization, you see cells are arranged as loose. So you can see in the cellular level organization, again I repeat, cells are arranged as loose cell aggregates. Alright, here cells are found, numerous cells are found. They're only cells that do not combine to form a tissue. What did I say? What is the definition of cell? Group of cell performing similar function. So here they have a cell, but they're not performing similar function. That's why they are cellular level organism. They have only cell, they don't have tissue here. So example, we see Porifera. Example, the picture is given on top. Next is tissue level organization. That means here the cells are arranged into tissue. So I've said group of cell performing similar functions is called tissue. So here many cells are there that perform similar functions. That's why they have combined to form a tissue. Example, you see Cnidaria and Ctenophoras. Alright, or ctenophores. Example is given on top. You can see jellyfish. Next is organ level organization. Here organs are found. That means tissues are arranged into organs. So example, we have higher animals. Example, Platyhelminthes, two chordates. So we have platyhelminthes, ascalhelminthes, annelida will come. All right, entire. So next is organ system level organization. Here organs are associated to organ systems. Each system performs a physiological functions. Example, higher animals. Alright. We have organ system level organization. That means you have separate circulatory system, separate nervous system, separate reproductive system, separate excretory system. Understood? So these are the four differences between cellular level organization, tissue level organization, organ system level organization, and organ system level of organization. All right. So first is cellular level organization, tissue level of organization, organ level of organization, and last is organ system level of organization. So next you see under organ system. So you see here, you can see the pictures I have given. For right hand side you see incomplete digestive system seen in hydrant planaria, and complete digestive system is seen in roundworm. All right. So organ system of different animals, so different complexities. Example, digestive systems are of two types. So you can see digestive system is of two types. One is incomplete, another is complete. So under incomplete, what happens? It has only a single opening that acts as mouth and anus. So under incomplete digestive system, this type of organisms, example Cnidaria and Platyhelminths, has only single opening. That one opening is used for mouth and anus. Alright. And under complete digestive system, it has two opening, one is mouth, another is anus. So we human beings have a complete digestive system. We have a mouth and we have an anus separate, whereas in Cnidaria and Platyhelminthes they have only one openings, that is used for mouth and anus, that is used for taking in of food and expulsion of waste products. Next, again, one more thing is that circulatory system is also of two types, one is open, another is closed. All right. Next we come to symmetry. Second classification we have under the basis of classification, second is symmetry. Now it is the arrangement of similar body parts on two sides of main axis of the body. All right. So in the main axis of the body, it's a similar body segments. As based on the symmetry, animals are of two types. One is asymmetrical, another is symmetrical. So what is asymmetrical? That means it doesn't have any symmetry. So here the body cannot be divided equally into two similar parts. Example, most poriferians and snails, etc. Here the body parts cannot be separated equally. We can see in porifera and snails. And the next is symmetrical. So here the body can be divided equally in similar parts, like we human beings can be divided in bilateral symmetry. All right. So you can see the first one asymmetric, second one is symmetric. Right. So example given, a sponge has no symmetry, whereas a beetle has a bilateral symmetry. Human beings also has a bilateral symmetry. Next, symmetries are also of two types. One is radial symmetry, another is bilateral symmetry. Now what is radial symmetry? See, in case of radial symmetry, the body can be divided equally in all planes. Alright, here the body can be divided into two halves by any vertical plane along the central axis. Alright, or oral-laboral axis of the body. Example, in some poriferians, Cnidarians, Staurophorus, and Echinodermatans in adults, they have a radial symmetry. What is bilateral symmetry? So here the body can be divided into right and left half in only one plane. So in bilateral symmetry, the body can be divided into two halves equally, but only in one plane. Example, Platyhelminthes, two chordates, except adult Echinodermans. All right. So you can see the examples given. Under Ctenophora and adult Echinoderms, under radial symmetry they have given one picture, and here in the bilateral symmetry they have given one picture. Alright. On top they have given starfish and the Echinodermatous, and bilateral they have given crab. Now next is that the body has a bilateral symmetry. Animal has a dorsal surface. So animals have a dorsal surface, that is the upper side, and also a ventral side, that is the lower side, as well as they also have a left and right lateral sides. All right, so anterior is called cephalic side and posterior is called anal or tail side. So you can see the anterior side, the posterior side, the dorsal side, the ventral side, everything is there, given very clearly, so that you don't get confused which one is the dorsal side, which one is the ventral side, which one is the anterior side, which one is the posterior side of any animal. Now the third level of differences we have the under the basis of classification is germinal layer. Now what is germinal layer or germinal layer? You see here, these are the layers of the embryo from which all body organs are formed. All right, these are layers of the embryo from which all body organs are formed. So in the embryo, a layer is there from which all or different organs are formed. So based on the number of germinal layer, animals are of two types. So germinal layers also of two types. One is diploblastic and is triploblastic. So under diploblastic organism means they have two layer, ectoderm and endoderm. And in case of triploblastic animals, they have three layers. One is ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. So you can see the figures given below. Under two germinal layer, you have ectoderm and endoderm. Under three germinal layer, you have ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. Now you see the differences very nicely given diploblastic animals and triploblastic animals. You see under diploblastic animals, two layers are there, ectoderm and endoderm. Alright, and triploblastic animals you have ectoderm and endoderm, ecto, endo and meso. Alright, ecto, meso and endo. So two germ layers under diploblastic, two germ layers, outer ectoderm and inner endoderm. So in between these layers, an undifferentiated jelly-like layer called mesoglia is present. So this can be seen in Cnidaria and Ctenophora. Whereas in triploblastic animals, three germ layers are seen: outer ectoderm, middle mesoderm, and inner endoderm. Example, it can be seen from platyhelminths to chordates. All right, understood? So under diploblastic animals, mesoglia is present in between these layers. Now the next basis of classification is coelom, or the body cavity. So it has a cavity lined by mesoderm. It is seen between body wall and gut. So coelom separates the muscle of the gut and body wall, and based on the nature, coeloms are of three types. Alright, so coeloms are also of three types. One is acoelom, next is pseudocoelom, and third is coelomate. Alright, so you see the figure given below here. You see the difference is very nicely given: acoelom, pseudocoelom and coelomate. So acoelom means no coelom, pseudocoelom means false coelom, coelomate and true coelom means coelomate means true coelom. Alright, so the space, now we are moving to acoelom. What is acoelom? The space between the body wall and the digestive system is filled with a matrix that is called, example, porifera, two platyhelminthes we can see. Alright, the space between the body wall and the digestive system is filled with a matrix. And here in pseudocoelom, here the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Alright, so mesoderm is scattered in pouches. Example, Ascalhelminthes we can see. You see the mesoderm uh, scattered into pouches. That's why it's pseudocoelomate. Example is Ascalhelminthes. Next, in coelomate, here coelom arises from mesoderm. Coelom is lined by peritoneal layer and filled with a coelomic fluid. Alright, so in acoelomate, no coelomic fluid is there. In coelomate, there is a coelomic fluid is there. So coelomate we can see in phylums from Annelida to Chordata. Alright, so you see the differences, the diagrams are given here. You see like first one, the planaria, they have dissected. Next one, Ascalhelminthes, they have dissected. Third one, they have dissected earthworm. You see the differences. Alright, now what are the functions of coelom? Alright, so it accommodates. Alright, So function of coelom is it accommodates visceral organs. So it acts as a shock absorber, and coelomic fluid reduces the friction between the visceral organs. All right. So these are very important functions. Now the fifth basis of classification is metamerism. What is metamerism? So you can see metamerism in annelida. All right, you see the segments, like it is a phenomenon in which the body or organ is externally and internally divided into repeated segments. These are called metamers. Example we can see in annelids, that's earthworm and arthropods. Now the next, that means the sixth basis of classification is notochord. All right. So what is notochord? It is a mesodermally derived supporting rod formed on the dorsal side during embryonic development in some animals. So animals with notochord are called chordates, and those without notochord are called non-chordates. So those animals, those who have a notochord are called chordates, like we are, like, and those animals don't have a notochord are called non-chordates. You can see below, notochord is there. So this is the most important slide, overall summary of the entire video lecture of today. You see kingdom Animalia at a glance. You can see the phylum names are given serially according to evolutionary chain: Porifera, Cnidaria, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Aschelhelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata and Chordata. And the right hand side on top, you see the different bases of classification given. First one is level of organization, germ layer, symmetry and coelom. So you see in Porifera is a cellular level organization, asymmetric or radial, and acoelomate. Next, from Cnidaria and Ctenophora, they are tissue level organization, diploblastic organism, radial symmetry and acoelomate. In Platyhelminthes, you can see organ and organ system. They have a triploblastic germinal layer, symmetry bilateral and acoelomate. In Aschelhelminthes, you see they have an organ system level of organization, triploblastic, bilateral and pseudocoelomate. And next, from Annelida to Chordata, you have organ system, triploblastic germinal layer, bilateral symmetry and coelomate. So these are very important slide. You have to memorize this. If you memorize this entire points, you get cleared. Thank you, student. This was all about the entire video lecture. Here I have discussed about the introduction of the animal kingdom. So stay at home, stay safe. I'm Shomuja sir signing off for today, and again we'll meet in the next class. Thank you, students.